Okay, everyone, welcome to the Sunday Rumble number 11 community chat. With us here today, we have Scrimscraw of the Glowwater Thralls. In fact, I'm just going to have everyone introduce themselves team by team. From Glowwater Thralls, we have.
Scrimscraw, the dog with
Oh,
mouth.
Obi-Wan be the guy with microphone.
Okay, from the Sky Invading Rhinos, we have.
Freedom.
And Arcriel.
Okay, you're not a Sky Invading Rhino, but I appreciate you introducing yourself.
I thought it was the
Rhino Riders.
Yeah, I was
the Rhino
with
Riders.
Riders there.
We have
I just thought you were just leaving me out because you're an ass. Anyway, go on.
we also have one cells, I think, but he's not saying anything.
Okay.
We have
Yes,
Garrow,
I'm here, but
and we
didn't
have
participate.
Rutger from the Wolfpack.
Hello.
Greetings.
Through this quick fast as possible. We have a lot of people. Feast on Thrones, and Byron Cavendish from the Gentleman, and
Hello.
Gears W from the 7th Legion.
Hello.
And I think that's everyone.
Do we miss anyone?
Everyone who played.
Jaybird.
We miss Oakbeard.
Okay.
I'm Captain Opier. I'm a special guest appearance.
You're a special guest appearance. I see. We have special guest appearances now. All right,
Wow.
fine. Anyway,
Let's do this.
let's do this, Fang. Okay, the first game of the night was the Glowwater Thralls versus the Rhino Riders. Now, tell me, Arcriel, have you ever teamed up with the Rhinos before? Do you play together often, or was this like a completely new thing to you?
A couple of their members we sort of knew before they formed Rhinos, as we were still just getting back into the game. So we've been on friendly terms for a long old while. In fact, I wanted to join them initially. They wouldn't have me, so I made the Riders.
They wouldn't have you.
They wouldn't have me. No,
God.
no, denied.
All right. Well, fair enough. Won't dig too deep into old wounds. I
No,
suppose.
exactly. Don't. My heart's already bleeding. Just the memory.
Well,
Aw.
anyway, you lost the first game, but you pulled it
Yeah,
back.
2
in the
times
second-
actually.
Yes, yes, because there was a bit of a there was a
Oh,
bit of
God,
a problem there. Yeah, I had to restart that game. Bloody hell! This whole series was cursed. We were supposed to have 3 games, and we ended up having 5. Anyway, so that first game, you managed to the Thralls managed to win it second time around. Now on Parisian, I feel that the Glowwaters made some rather bad decisions. Especially there was a point where the goldfish was running away, then it turned around to face the 2 Pyramidians 3 on 1. Sorry, 2 on 1. I mean, what happened there, Glowwater Thralls, in that second game?
Well, the thing that happens when that is going on, we always look at spawns when we spawn, and I was just like, yep, Fiasco, run like hell, and I was trying to get to him. So I don't know, bad communication all around.
I
Did-
was on that ship.
Every time we
I
have
can't
bad
remember.
communication, I just knock some heads and people start to listen again.
I see.
Yeah, I can't remember because I was on the ship. I was the engineer for that ship, and I can't remember the exact reason why we turned around. Like the game sort of blurred together a little bit for me. I think it was just a bad call. I think, and we just got caught, and yeah, it went bad.
All right. Well, so yes, that went horribly wrong. However, you pulled it back in the third game. How did you manage to pull it back and win that third game, Scrim?
That pocket we were positioned in, we call it the pocket because it has surrounded by all those rocks. It's a really, really great place to have carronades on your team. Because you can just hide behind every pillar and wait for people to come to you.
Oh
It's
yeah,
easy
absolutely.
to set up a flank in it. It's very, very easy to win in your favor.
Yes, you guys have done pretty well on Canyon Ambush. So, Rhino Riders, after managing to win the second game, where did it go wrong in Canyon Ambush?
Well, I think. Philan.
Didn't
do you
help. We
wanna
had to
go?
restart. We didn't have to. We had to restart that one, didn't we?
Yeah, I was
you're
gonna
right.
say it killed a lot of our momentum, and because we'd already used exactly that pocket, or the approach to that pocket, in our favor for the first game, we suddenly realized, oh god, they're gonna know exactly what we're gonna do. We've got to just come up with something new, and so instead of sticking to any of the tried and tested methods, I mean, I think you'll find a lot of the canyon ambushes take place around that section of the map. It's one of the best to utilize for either team. Yeah, we tried just making it up on the fly. It just didn't go our way, really. The old lockout and kind of what happened really to them in the Puritan Rumble, where we just got killed every time we tried to reach one another. You know, so close to meeting one another's savior, being one another's savior, and then just nope, just don't make it. And oh, look at that! Now it's a 2v1 again. You know, it's that.
You charged in like, you know, sort of a single file into that pocket. You died. You charged in from different directions and you died. There was. I think by that point, I think the Blenderfish on Fiasco's Blenderfish, I believe, had just like gotten that rhythm down with the blending. You guys just perfectly.
Absolutely. We felt it. You know.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, again, so the Glow Water Falls, of course, won that series. Now, seconds, right. Moving on. Match B. That was Legion, the 7th Legion versus the Glow Water Thralls. Now, Gears W, we haven't seen you guys before. Tell us a little bit first about the 7th Legion.
Well, as you know, we split it up from AK a week ago. And in that time, we got a lot of new members, and we tried to put up a fight. And well, it went better the second round, but the first round was kind of a mess.
I see. So narrate those. Did you lose 2 games?
Yeah, we did lose 2 games.
You lose 2 games. Right. So talk me through those games, because of course they happened off stream. But talk me through them anyway.
Well, let's see what happened. Can I have some backup from the other team?
Glow Water Thralls, talk us through Match B against the 7th Legion.
What was the first map there?
First match was on the
Northern Fjords.
Yeah, Northern Fjords.
So Northern Fjords, the way we play that is, as you saw, we tried that as versus the gentleman also. Just rush in and see if someone got a bad spawn, and then we just keep splitting up and keep forcing people down to the ground.
Yes, indeed.
So that's basically the way it was. It was just fighting down at the bottom of the maps, both teams trying to get the advantage over each other.
Yes, and every time we went in, we had bad spawns.
Was that the game where our oh, sorry. I was gonna say, is that the game where our ship just randomly wouldn't spawn?
No, that
No,
was
that was
the aborted one.
Was that all right?
Yeah,
Anyway.
so we had bad spawns and we couldn't get back to each other.
So
Yeah,
what
that's
style?
the problem with that map. Our tactic is to force people into bad spawns actually, and just keep pulling them out one by one.
Yes, indeed.
See. Oh, that sounds like an exploit. Whoa. Anyway.
It is.
Okay. Anyway.
I see what you did there.
Don't tell anyone. Anyway.
I like how it was just like, it is.
Here's W. Tell us, what style did you use against?
Ooh, we started with double Pyra, with one with double carronades and one with Get Mortar front. We tend to use that double carronade front to...
So you did the wolf pack thing?
Yeah, the double carronade front to take out hull and then smash them against stuff. But in first map, you cannot really do that because, yeah, there are no buildings to smash people into.
Gotcha.
And in the next round, we used the Galleon Pyra in the Sword and Shield formation. where we had one pirate still using the double carronades, and the galleon using, what was it? Carronade lumberjack sight with the something like lumberjack black cannon on the side, which was, it was okay. We won. We got 2 kills, but after that we got a bad spawn where the junker of the enemy team just came up behind us, like it doomed up, and the other squid was it a squid or was it something else?
No, goldfish.
Yeah, a goldfish just doomed up from the other side, and we got squeezed in between them. And well, bad communication happened, and we tried to fight both of them at the same time, and that killed us. So yeah. And then bad spawns happened, and we got split up.
All went a bit Pete Tong, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
But we killed, and we had lots of fun. And the Glow Waterfalls did a fantastic game. Thanks.
All right.
thank
Well,
you.
good
Thanks.
to hear some good sportsmanship. I hope you 7th Legion folks will be back next week.
Yes, we
or
certainly
sometime.
will. We hope, at least, because European times are kind of sometimes really bad.
Yep,
Yeah.
I know that. Anyway, well, I'm sure we'd all like to talk about the next match, which was Match C. It was Wolfpack versus... let me just pull up my brackets here.
Gents.
Wolfpack versus Gents.
Yes,
There we go.
Talk about the match that we can't remember.
Anyway, Wolfpack versus Gents. So, Gents, you guys, you went old school, didn't you? You did your old Snipey Galleon and your old Snipey Pyrrha with sort of semi-sniper front.
Yeah, we've tried to adopt some of the heritage of the traditional vanguard of the Gents and amalgamate that into our game, which we think works. We're quite happy with it.
I see. I think the first game of that series was on Canyon Ambush. Now, I think you started off, you picked a place on the edge of the map to camp, and then they just came through the clouds and just charged you, and that didn't go very well. How did you kind of alter your strategy after that?
Said we didn't like clouds, and we decided to get away from them.
Yes, no, it was as simple as that, really. The opposition wolf used the clouds really, really well to sneak up on us, even though we had a few flares in there. So we decided to find a nice, safe space where we could have a 360-degree view and be nice and comfortable there.
With our team.
All right. And you just kind of pick them down from there. Now, Garrow and Rutger, I believe.
There you go.
Yes, there we go. Right, now, I'm surprised, of course. Mad Maverick was not here for you guys this week.
Apparently he went to a Ren fair today. So
A Ren fair?
yeah. Like a Renaissance fair? Yeah.
A
Yeah.
Renaissance fair,
Yeah.
right. I
Yeah, we're
see.
all
that's
a
pretty
little
steampunk.
weary from our previous Anvlan match. I won't go too far into it, but it was very early in the morning for those of us in the States, and especially those of us on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So this weekend, I think we're just kind of taking it easy.
And I also had a major important interview yesterday, so it was
See.
on top of that. And I think after last weekend, we after the Merry Men, a bunch of older clans is great to see coming into the Sunday Rumble. And after losing to that, we were trying to figure out, well, what are we gonna have to do? And I think after the massive run we had, 9 consecutive. Well, not 9. What was it like? At least for Garu and I think is 8 consecutive or 7 consecutive.
Something like that,
wins?
yeah.
Yeah. And so I think we're just kind of getting a little tired, and we're gonna rest up. We're gonna switch back to try to find enjoyment in the game again. I think that's the biggest thing. It's just having
Right.
fun. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta take a break once in a while. Get
Yep.
your don't become a job or whatever. God
Yeah.
forbid. So Garrow, how was it like flying for a change?
Well, it was very different seeing the Snuggly Fang from the outside. Yeah, it was a good experience. It's my first competition as a pilot, although I've competed in all of the Sunday Rumbles so far, either as a Falconeer or as a member of Wolfpack. Yeah, so that made it a lot easier to kind of know where Goose's head was at because I've watched him do it so many times.
I see. I noticed you kind of bounced into his rear a few times after you were ramping it. A little bit of...
Oh, yeah. We decided we were going to ramp it, and then I actually missed the ramp. So I had a little bit more speed than he did because he had the bounce. And, well, you saw the end result.
See. Well, anyway, moving on. So ended up losing that match, and then went on to Northern Fjords, real kind of old school gents stomping grounds, and well, more ways than one, as it turned out. You guys, I think the first time you came around with a very wide flank Wolfpack on the gents who are just shamelessly camping in this right next the snowman spot, as you could call it. And I think you got a more even exchange, but after that, I think the gents just knew where to look, knew where you were coming from, and it did not go well. Talk us through that, gents.
Well, they did very well to catch me and the Galleon trying to. I think we were somewhere in C4 or 5, and they caught us with our pants down, trying to group up. So they did very well on the charge as well. But when Suit had this epiphany in this fun and final conflict and said they're going to do the same thing again, and so we tried to preempt, and it just happened that he's a genius and managed to get it right. But it was like the opponents, Wolves. You were in an incredible fight, and gave us our run for our money. Absolutely. What a game! What a few games!
One of the things we try to take advantage of is we are a sniping team, but we want people to think that as well, because we want to take advantage that they might think we're going to snipe when we're going to actually brawl.
Yeah, you were sort of switching your short range sides a few times there when we were expecting you to just go long range.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. So Wolfpack, what was it like facing this sort of rejuvenated snipery gents getting back to their roots on the fjords?
Well, they did a great job. Just want to say that I'm hearing that the sniper build hasn't been in use for a while, so hats off to that. Yeah, it was great matches, and I feel like at a few points there it could have gone either way. Like I say, I'm relatively new as a pilot, so I made a few missteps myself, and our crews were kind of a patchwork. We did have a great substitution in Javrak and Laura Lee Neeson, two of the better players I've met in the game. And yeah, our strategy was just to kind of go in and get them on familiar territory. I had my kind of brawly experimental junker build. It's a lot of fun, and I was hoping that maybe we could get in there, get the Galleon's balloon popped, let the Pyramidion do what it does, and kind of just keep them on their heels. But they did a great job coming back on us.
Right. Okay. Well, any other thoughts on facing the Wolfpack gents, or shall we move on?
They did exactly what we thought they would do, which is charge us. So they do that very well. That's all I have to say.
I see. Okay. Well,
first-rate opposition.
First-rate opposition. It gave you a good test, and anyway, it was a good challenge to get you through to the finals against the Glowwater Thralls. Now, I'm trying to remember who won the first game.
That would be Gents.
The Gents.
It was the Gents. Yes, of course. Yes, you did. You sniped them out.
We were burnt to the ground. We were on fire constantly. It was as an engineer, I was screaming, trying to hit things with a spanner, but spanner doesn't make fire go away. Spanner doesn't work.
That will make my very happy.
American History X movie. We were the guys on the sidewalk just
getting curb stomped.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not an entirely fair analogy. I mean, you guys did. I didn't think the Junker would be able to get in so close, but you guys did. You managed to charge in, and you did manage to get a few kills on their well-fortified position. Glowwaters.
Yeah.
You don't sound too proud of yourselves. You think you made a lot of mistakes in that, then? You shouldn't have made
Well, we didn't learn anything from the Wolf versus Gents match, which was just being shown just before when we watched it. But yeah, the general idea for us was we cannot outsnipe the Gents. There's just no way. So.
But I think who was flying the Gents Pyramidion?
Me.
It
Byron.
was, yes, Byron. Yes, I think Byron, you were bumping around a bit in that match.
I went down into the canyon after them a few times to try and get the goldfish.
And that goldfish was really hanging on, wasn't it?
But I don't usually, when we practice on that map, I don't usually practice in that canyon. So I was actually very unfamiliar with the terrain in there.
I see. Well, also, Scrim, you were doing a cool little thing where you were sort of flying around behind the wreckage of that ship to kind of zone out their fire. Kind of hiding.
Turned out to be the worst idea after I got stuck.
Oh dear. Well, anyway, you lost that game, but the second game on Duel at Dawn, you managed to win that. Now, gents, you switched things out there. You switched to your double Pyrrha. What was the deal there?
I think.
you
go ahead, Seb. No, go ahead, Seb.
Okay. Well, we found in the previous conflict, like our first Anduin game, I felt that bringing the Galleon there, we were fortunate to win that game last week or the week before. But I thought that we had fate on our side. Maybe Lady Luck was on our side that time, and I felt more confident in such a small map bringing the meta in the Get Mortar Pyrrha. Turned out it didn't work, but I think that it would have been a worse performance if we'd put the Galleon in that close range, those nests of metalwork and clouds. That was my logic behind it.
Yeah, I think the problem with the meta midgen is it's used so often that we've just sort of as a whole, I think people are getting used to it, so people know how it works. People are starting to learn the weaknesses of it, so it's sort of reaching the end of its sort of life at the moment. In my opinion, that is. I mean, I'm no expert on this, but it's just how I'm seeing it.
Well, I don't know if it's reaching the end of its life, but I think it's reaching the end of its life as like the only kind of Pyramidion you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Well, we see a lot of different Pyramidions, of course, like the Gents and your.
As long as I'm flying, you'll see the Hades Banshee.
Hades Banshee, very, very effective. That turned out to be. Now, Glowwater, you managed to pull things back and you managed to win at Duel at Dawn. Talk us through that.
I mean, it does what it does very well.
I see. Anyway, Glowwater, can you talk us through how you won that second game on Duel at Dawn?
Carronades, I think.
Yeah,
I see.
Carronades.
You did a good job, blending them down.
Yeah, I think it was just Carronades and the hull. I don't know. I wasn't really staring as a hull engineer. I was just smacking things and hoping. I wasn't really having a look about, but we were just getting really good shots off, I think, and just keeping them pinned down. And the hull was going down. Like the amount of times the hull was just about dead, but we just brought it back up. Like we were sat on about 10% hull armor for about 50% of the time in that match. It was terrifying.
We were actually quite confused why the hull wasn't going down. We were working very hard on that, and we couldn't.
Yeah, were you using Gatlings?
We had a Gatling and we had a Hades.
Yeah, because I had the same problem earlier, where I just couldn't figure out why some hulls wouldn't go down. I don't know why. I gotta watch some games, but yeah.
Well,
it's
anyway,
weird when you're in the situation and using it because you're used to a hull going down by then, and then it just doesn't.
Also, there was that charge, which I have no idea how it didn't kill us. We had no hull. You charged us. We had impact bumpers on, but we took no damage whatsoever. I was just stunned in silence, as was the rest of our ship as we quickly smacked it up to full health. But
yeah, I was shocked
I had no idea what happened.
I've done a lot of goldfish ramming on into terrain before, and in my experience, it should have exploded when I did that.
Yeah, I don't know if it you definitely hit our hull. You did not hit our balloon because our balloon took very little damage at all. But I have no idea what went wrong with that.
I think in that second game as well, what the Junker did really, really well is after the goldfish had just destroyed our balloon, and then all that damage had ripped our hull armor. The Junker was so quick to change fire and focus us, and that happened 2 or 3 times. As the Junker was on the ball, like in an instant, and that was definitely a game. That was definitely the game winner there, in my experience.
Right. Well, I think definitely the Carronade fish did a really good job splitting fire. I mean, the whole night, really, splitting fire, keeping both ships' balloons down, knowing when to focus one ship, when to focus the other. And now, talking of which, Total Fiasco. I have not seen Total Fiasco piloting for you guys before, Scrim.
He did that, was it 2 weeks ago?
Oh, really?
Yes, he was. It was Graphic and Total Fiasco. It was Goldfish Spire.
They were in the finals versus Wolfpack, I think. They won one game.
I was going to point that out.
That was my week off, right?
Oh,
anyway. So yeah, how do you feel Total Fiasco is shaping up as a pilot for you guys? Tell us a little bit about him.
We are pretty confident in letting him replace any of us now.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
He knows his stuff. He does know his stuff. He was getting us out of a lot of sticky situations. He was listening to both the engineers and the gunners. Like, he was paying good attention, because some pilots especially in pug stuff, they're usually just focusing on their own and not listening to what the engineers and stuff are saying. But he was just spot on with following our instructions down to a T.
So it was not the captain instructing the engineers so much as the engineers instructing the captain, we might say.
A bit of both, really. It works both ways, because
it's quite democratic, really. I see.
Yeah, we're pretty democratic, actually. So
yeah, the pilot as a whole can only really see in front of them. They can't really see what's going on with their ship, as all the components and stuff like that. The engineers have a good eye of the components and their sort of space around and behind the ship. So it just makes sense to sort of combine and just put all our knowledge and sort of sentience together to come one sentient being of a hive mind and just work in synergy.
I see. Right. Well,
sometimes.
So anyway,
Sometimes.
you won that match, and that led us to our final match of the day, which was Battle of the Dunes. Now, I think, gents, you got some wonky old spawns there, I think. Well, what do you think?
Our spawns killed us, absolutely. I was not happy with the spawns.
No, I was livid. We expected some time to gently find a nice spot and sit there, and then all of a sudden, my crew are like, "Holy crap! There's the goldfish," and that was it, really. And an excellent dive when we first fired that Hwacha burst. It was an excellent drop down underneath that. That was a really nice move.
They definitely did what you need to do against the sniping build team, which is hit them before they can set up. And we were in the process of setting up, but we weren't there yet. So that hit us totally, with our pants down.
So, Glowwater Thralls, were you feel Scrim? I know you were saying that this is actually the first competitive event you've won. Were you feeling the pressure in that last game?
After the first Fjord maps, I was very critical about just rushing in again, but we came to the realism that we cannot outsnipe them, so we just gotta rush them like the Wolfpack would do. So we basically covered their tactic of just rushing in and then start hitting hard. Also, we had maybe 2 months of training versus Merriman, who constantly kept using a galleon versus us in the summer's vacation, where we just played a lot. So we basically got used to just taking a full Hwacha barrage into their face and just keep going.
Now, I noticed you named your Junker tighter than the MM. I mean, what was the significance of that?
Probably just a shout out.
Okay. Is it pretty much self-explanatory? I see.
Yeah. We're going to go for names which we're going to annoy you and the other casters. just really bizarre names or really hard ones. But we decided to play it
I
nice.
noticed the hockey team names there.
Yeah,
That
Papa
was
Paradox
good.
encouraged me.
That allowed us to come up with lots of great analogies. So I actually appreciate that.
I don't because I should have realized that as an Oilers fan, our team never wins anything, so I should not have put that team
I
down.
noticed in the end you picked that guy Daniel Daduk or something.
Devin Dubnyk.
And I was talking to Papa about him, and he was saying, well, most of the time he's consistent, but when he shits the bed, he really shits the bed.
Yeah,
and you think that might have kind of cursed you there, kind of
I
playing that goal where he
absolutely blame
chokes.
that loss on the Oilers,
see.
100%.
Right.
I do as well, and I'm not even a fan. But I think I'm actually very pleased with the performance that we did today. This was our first Sunday Rumble, and we're going to take things away and learn. But I think I'm pleased with how we did today.
Well, I think the gents had a coalition team with the Valiant, I believe, in the very first Sunday Rumble. The Valiant Gentlemen, you could say. But yes, we saw you guys in full force tonight, and you did very well. Worthy runners-up, no question about it. But of course, our winners tonight, Glowwater Thralls. Congratulations, guys. It's great to see you guys in the Sunday Rumble. Do you think we'll see you back next week, Scrim, to quote-unquote defend your title?
Possibly not me, but definitely the team.
Okay. All right, then. Well, I think it's that time to wrap things up, where we have any sort of last-minute comments or shout-outs or anything anyone's missed. I'd like to just throw things open to the floor at this point, guys.
I got one.
Okay.
Great work by Glowwater.
I'm just
That
happy
was very
that
impressive.
I'm just happy that Graphic can't tell me I haven't won anything anymore.
When can we expect money? This is for money, right?
Wire it to you.
Cool.
Checks in the mail, guys.
All right.
Where's the MLG on this? Where's the MLG?
The MLG. Well, we are bigger than StarCraft and Dota put together now. CE Sports.
Yes, that's cool.
Just saying. Also, okay. Anything else anyone wants to say?
I just want to say, as a gent, I'm glad that this current team that we lost to the Glowwater Thralls before paddling. That's the important thing, is that we didn't lose to the Ducks.
Here.
Of course, here. Oh dear.
Woo!
Oh dear.
Yay! Interesting sentiments.
I'm pretty sure Wolfpack is going to abstain from everything.
No comment.
Yeah. Safe play. Well, anyway,
Riders haven't had
one
enough.
from me. I was going to say one from me. Yeah, we've not had enough. We're going to keep playing. This is so great playing with you guys, and as always, thank you very much for giving us a great Sunday.
Yes, same here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great games to everyone.
Yeah, for sure. It was a lot of fun, guys.
Congratulations as well, once again.
All right. That's absolutely everyone. Okay. Okay. Right. Well, it was indeed a great Sunday Rumble, number 11. Thank you, everyone, for playing. Thank you, Mr. Producer, Papa Paradox, for helping make this a reality. And everyone, tune in next week, of course. Tune in right after this broadcast to watch the Anval in Conflict broadcast. But for now, we're going to sign off the Sunday Rumble number 11. See you guys later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.